Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There are no accidents in the world of the unseen. Nothing appears before your eyes unless it has been written. Nothing finds its way to your heart unless it was meant to reach you. And if you found this video, it is not by coincidence. You are here because the divine has chosen this precise moment to speak to your soul. You have been searching for something, and even if you could not name it, your heart knew what it longed for. It longed for a voice that would remind it of where it came from and where it is going. It longed for a light that no shadow can extinguish. It longed for words that do not just reach the ears, but settle deeply in the core of your being. Before we go deeper into this sacred journey, take a moment and subscribe to this channel. Not for numbers or fame, but so that you never miss the words that were written for you. Words that may one day be the rope that pulls you out of your darkness and into His light. Because what you are about to hear is not just a message, it is a reminder, a whisper, a calling from the one who created you, shaped you, and never forgot you. There comes a time in every soul's life when silence speaks louder than words, when the world grows quiet and only one voice remains, the voice of the Creator. The voice that calls gently but firmly, that invites without forcing, that embraces without condition. That voice is speaking to you now not because you are perfect, but because you are loved. Not because you were always on the right path, but because you are being guided back to it. If your heart has been broken, if your faith has been shaken, if your days have felt heavy and your nights sleepless, know this: you are not being punished. You are being purified. You are being called. You are being reminded that there is one who sees the tears you hide, one who hears the prayers you whisper when no one is watching, one who has never left you even when you thought you had walked away. He is calling you back, not to shame you, not to burden you, not to remind you of your flaws, but to remind you of your worth, of your origin, of your purpose, and above all, of your connection to Him. You may think you know yourself. You may believe that your thoughts, your fears, your dreams are hidden so deeply that no one could possibly understand them. But there is one who knew you before you even had a name, one who shaped you in the unseen, one who placed your soul inside your body with infinite care. He knows what makes your heart tremble, what makes your eyes water, even when you try to hold the tears back. He knows the battles you fight in silence, the doubts that creep in at night, the moments when you pretend to be strong, but inside you feel lost and tired. You may hide from the world, but you cannot hide from Him. You may forget your own worth, but He never does. You may walk through life thinking you are unseen, unheard, unknown. But the truth is, every heartbeat, every sigh, every whisper of your soul is known to the one who created it. There is not a single breath you take that escapes His knowledge, not a single tear that falls without Him knowing exactly why it was shed. Even when you cannot find the words to express your pain, He understands. Even when you are too tired to pray, too broken to speak, too confused to explain. He knows even when you turn away from Him, ashamed or distant, He remains close, closer than your own thoughts, closer than your own shadow. There is comfort in knowing that you do not have to explain yourself to your Creator. There is peace in realizing that you do not need to pretend or perform or impress. Because the one who made your heart already understands everything it carries. He sees the reasons behind your struggles, the roots of your pain, the weight of your sadness, and He does not look at you with anger or disappointment. He looks at you with mercy, with gentleness, with a love that is deeper than you can imagine. He knows what you need before you ask. He knows when you need silence and when you need words. He knows when to lift you and when to let you rest. He knows how to speak to you in ways that no one else can, through the signs around you, through the verses that find you, through the thoughts that rise unexpectedly in your soul. He knows you're longing for peace, for clarity, for love, and above all, for closeness with Him. And even when you do not know how to return to Him, He gently opens a path. He softens your heart. He removes the barriers. He sends reminders like this one to let you know that He sees you still and that He has never stopped loving you. Sometimes the heart receives messages long before the mind understands them. Sometimes the soul hears whispers that seem invisible to the world around us. But these whispers are not random. They are signs carefully placed by the divine to guide you back to what truly matters. If you have found this video, if these words are reaching you, now it is because something inside you was waiting for this moment. Something deep within your spirit recognized the call and answered even if you did not know it. Signs come in many forms. A sudden feeling of peace in the midst of chaos, a comforting verse that appears just when you need it, a memory that surfaces to remind you of hope, a moment of clarity after confusion. These are not coincidences. These are the footprints of the Creator leading you, step by step, towards healing and understanding. Maybe you have experienced moments when you felt lost and then found unexpected help at the exact right time. Perhaps a conversation or a book or even a song spoke directly to your heart as if it knew your story. These are the ways Allah speaks to those He loves, through the language of life itself, through the beauty of small miracles that often go unnoticed. These signs may also appear as challenges or trials, for sometimes the divine uses difficulty to awaken the soul to its true potential, to remind you that there is more beyond the pain, beyond the struggle, beyond the temporary darkness. Even when you feel broken or overwhelmed, these moments carry meaning. If you listen closely, you will hear the gentle call beneath the noise, calling you to rise, to grow, to trust. Recognizing these signs requires patience and presence. It requires opening your heart to the possibility that you are not alone, that you are deeply connected to a greater wisdom and love. It means trusting that the universe is working in your favor, even when the path seems unclear. So if you have ever felt drawn to this message, if you have ever wondered why certain words or moments linger in your mind longer than others, know that it is no accident. You have been chosen for this reminder, because the one who created you never forgets His creation. He never abandons those who turn to Him, no matter how far they may have strayed. Take this as a sign, as a gift, as a beginning, a moment when your soul was invited to open again, to hope, to light, to love. And as you listen, keep your heart open for more signs, for more moments of grace that will lead you gently but surely on the path back to peace. There comes a moment in every person's life when the call to return becomes clear, when the distractions fade away and the soul feels an irresistible pull towards its origin. This call is not a demand, it is a gentle invitation, a loving beckoning from the Creator who patiently waits with open arms, ready to embrace you just as you are. Returning to Allah does not mean you have failed. It does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. It means you are awakening to the truth that no matter how far you may wander, the path back is always open. The divine never tires of welcoming those who seek Him, even if their steps are slow or uncertain. This invitation often arrives disguised as restlessness or unease, as a feeling that something is missing even when life seems full. Sometimes it comes through moments of hardship or loss that strip away what is no longer needed, so that what is true can shine through. It can be a whisper in the heart or a sudden realization that life is more than the surface. When Allah invites you to come back, He does so with mercy that surpasses all understanding, with patience that never ends, with love that knows no bounds. He does not focus on your mistakes or your past. Instead, He sees the beauty of your potential, the strength of your sincerity, the depth of your longing for connection. To answer this invitation is to begin a new journey, a journey not marked by perfection, but by honesty and growth, a journey where every step forward is met with divine support and every setback is an opportunity for learning. The path back to Allah is the path back to yourself, to peace and to purpose. This return is not a sudden leap, but a gradual unfolding, a process that unfolds in the quiet moments of prayer, reflection and surrender. It is a dance between the heart and the divine, between hope and trust, between effort and grace. Know that you are never too lost to come back, that every moment holds the possibility of renewal, that the divine's love is bigger than any regret or fear, that your story is not defined by what you have done, but by the love that is always waiting for you to accept it. In the noise and rush of this world, it is easy to lose the subtle voice that calls within. The distractions pile up, voices clash, and the heart struggles to find stillness. But there is a sacred silence beneath the chaos, a quiet space where Allah's voice can be heard, if only we pause long enough to listen. The worldly noise tries to drown out the divine whisper. Yet when we stop seeking outside and turn inward, When we silence the chatter of our minds, we begin to hear that gentle call that nurtures, heals, and guides through the storms of life. This silence is not empty. It is full of presence, full of peace, full of light. It is the space where the soul meets its creator, where doubts dissolve and clarity shines, where love flows freely without condition or fear. Allah's voice in this silence does not come with thunder or spectacle. It comes softly in the beating of your heart, in the breath that sustains you, in the calm that follows a storm. It speaks through moments of awe, through sudden insights, through the peace that fills you when you surrender. Learning to listen to this voice takes courage and patience. It requires stepping away from what is familiar and comfortable. It calls you to trust that what you cannot see is more real than what you touch, that the unseen is the true reality and the anchor for your soul. When the world seems cold and unkind, when the weight of pain and disappointment presses down on you, remember this silence. Remember that within it lies a voice that never abandons, a love that never fades, a hope that never dies. You are invited to enter this silence, to seek this voice, to find refuge in the divine presence that waits quietly for you, always ready to speak when you are ready to hear. No matter how distant you may feel, no matter how many mistakes you believe you have made, no matter the times you have turned away from the path, remember this: you have never been abandoned. The divine presence has never left your side, even for a moment. Allah's love is not conditional. It does not depend on your perfection or your achievements. It is a love that surrounds you like the air you breathe, unseen but essential, constant and sustaining. You may stumble, you may fall, you may lose your way, but the one who created you continues to hold you gently in his care. This love is patient beyond all measure. It waits without complaint. It forgives without hesitation. It embraces without judgment. It knows your struggles, your weaknesses, your fears, and still chooses you, still calls you, still believes in you. You are precious beyond words because you are a creation of the Most Merciful, the one who understands the weight of your burdens and the depth of your pain, the one who hears your silent prayers and sees the tears that no one else notices. Even in your darkest moments, when despair threatens to overwhelm you and you feel utterly alone, that is when Allah's presence is closest to you. That is when His mercy flows most freely, wrapping you in a warmth that no hardship can diminish. Remember that every trial, every difficulty, every hardship has a purpose, a hidden mercy designed to bring you back to Him, to refine your soul and to open your heart to the limitless compassion that waits for you. You are never beyond hope, never outside the reach of mercy, never too far to be embraced again. There is a light inside you that no darkness can extinguish, and it shines because Allah has placed it there to guide you home. So whenever you feel lost, remember that you are never truly lost, that you are loved beyond measure, that the Creator is always near and ready to welcome you with open arms. Life's challenges often feel heavy and confusing, yet within them lies a secret message from the divine. A language spoken not in words but in moments and feelings, in the subtle shifts of the heart. When hardship visits your life, it is not simply a test or punishment, but often a sign, a way through which Allah reaches out to you, inviting you to listen closely to what is hidden beneath the surface. These trials are not random. They are part of a greater wisdom beyond what the mind can fully grasp. They come wrapped in lessons of patience, of trust, and of surrender. When you face difficulties, observe the changes within you, the stirrings of your soul, the awakening of new strength, the deepening of faith. These are the echoes of Allah's voice guiding you gently back to Him. You will find that through hardship, your perspective begins to shift. What once seemed overwhelming becomes a source of growth. What once brought pain now opens the door to healing. The very things that break you also build you up if you allow them to. The voice of Allah through trials is often quiet yet powerful. It speaks in the moments when you find yourself praying from a place of true need, when you feel a calm in your heart despite the storm, when you seek forgiveness not out of fear but out of love, when you sense a pull to change, a desire to improve, and a hope for mercy. These are signs that the divine is near. Recognizing this voice requires humility and openness. It asks you to be honest with yourself, to acknowledge your weaknesses, and to accept help from beyond what you can see. It is an invitation to let go of control and trust in a plan greater than your own. Know that Allah's voice through trials is always rooted in compassion, never in anger. It comes to heal, not to harm, to guide, not to punish, to bring you closer, not to push you away, even when you feel broken or lost. His words are there inviting you to stand again, to move forward, and to believe in the power of mercy and renewal. Embrace these moments as sacred opportunities to deepen your connection to the divine, to strengthen your faith, and to discover the resilience that lives within you. The path through hardship is a path toward light, a journey from darkness into peace. Pain and loss are among the most difficult experiences a soul can face, yet they carry within them a hidden mercy that the heart often struggles to see. When we endure suffering, it is not merely a burden placed upon us, but a divine tool used to cleanse and purify our spirit. Through pain, we learn the fragility of this life and the permanence of what lies beyond. We are reminded that everything we hold dear in this world is temporary, and that true peace comes from our relationship with the Eternal. This realization opens the door to detachment from what harms us and attachment to what heals us. Loss strips away the illusions of control. It teaches humility and surrender. It softens the heart, making it more receptive to compassion and love. When we lose what we cherish, we begin to understand the value of patience and the strength found in trusting Allah's wisdom, even when the reasons remain hidden. The mercy in pain is that it calls us back to ourselves and to our Creator. It awakens a longing for healing that can only be fulfilled by turning inward and upward. It reveals our dependence on divine grace and the need for forgiveness, both from Allah and from ourselves. While the experience of suffering may feel isolating, it actually connects us to a universal human experience, a shared journey of struggle and hope. Through pain, we develop empathy for others and a deeper appreciation for the blessings that remain even in hardship. Remember that Allah's mercy is greater than any pain we endure, that every tear that falls is seen and treasured, that every moment of despair carries with it the seed of renewal and growth. The divine uses these moments not to punish, but to nurture, to shape, to prepare us for a higher state of being. In embracing pain and loss with faith and patience, we participate in a sacred process of transformation, one that leads to greater wisdom, greater peace, and a more profound connection with the divine. It is through this journey that we come to know the depth of Allah's mercy and the strength of our own souls. In the midst of life's distractions and challenges, the power of remembrance holds a unique place. The act of remembering Allah connects the heart to its source. It brings peace to the restless mind and light to the weary soul. Through dhikr, the soul finds refuge and renewal in the present moment. Remembrance is more than words spoken. It is a state of being, a gentle turning of the heart toward the divine that transforms every breath into an act of worship. It is in these moments that the barriers between the Creator and creation dissolve, revealing a profound intimacy that nourishes and heals. When you engage in dhikr, you are reminded of the reality beyond the fleeting concerns of the world. You reconnect with the eternal truth that Allah is nearer than your own jugular vein. As you repeat the names and praises, your heart softens, your worries lessen, and your spirit feels refreshed. This practice invites you to live consciously in the now, to appreciate the gifts that surround you, and to trust in the wisdom that governs the universe. It helps you find balance in the chaos and courage in the face of fear. It is a powerful anchor that keeps you grounded when storms arise. Dhikr also opens the door to gratitude, awakening the heart to the countless blessings that might otherwise go unnoticed. It creates space for joy even in difficult times by shifting focus from what is lacking to what is present. What you remember grows and what you forget fades. In cultivating this habit, you build a bridge between your daily life and your spiritual essence. You develop a resilience that helps you navigate trials with grace and patience. You nurture a connection that sustains you through every challenge and every triumph. Remember that the power of dhikr is not in the quantity of words, but in the sincerity of the heart. It is a conversation with the divine, a quiet dialogue that strengthens your faith and deepens your love. It is a gift available to everyone at every moment, waiting only for you to reach out and embrace it. In moments of loneliness and despair, it can feel as though you are isolated from the world and from the divine. Yet the truth is far different. You are never truly alone, for Allah's presence surrounds you constantly, like the air you breathe, unseen yet vital. This presence is a source of endless comfort and strength, even when life feels overwhelming. When you face challenges, when your heart aches, or when the path seems dark, remember that the one who created the heavens and the earth is closer to you than your own heartbeat. He listens to your every thought, your every prayer, even those unspoken. Knowing that Allah is always with you changes the way you experience life. It transforms fear into courage, sadness into hope, despair into trust. This awareness brings a deep sense of peace that no external circumstance can take away. You may not always feel this presence, but it never leaves. It is like the roots of a tree buried deep beneath the soil, providing stability and nourishment, even when the winds rage above. You are connected to this source of life at every moment, whether you recognize it or not. This connection calls you to lean on the divine in times of weakness, to find refuge in His mercy, and to draw strength from His infinite wisdom. It reminds you that you are part of a greater plan, that your struggles have meaning, and that your journey is sacred. When you remember that you are never alone, you begin to live with greater confidence and grace. You open your heart to love, to forgiveness, and to compassion, knowing that the Creator walks with you every step of the way. So in your moments of doubt and solitude, turn your gaze inward and upward. Seek the companionship of the divine and find solace in the truth that you are eternally held, eternally cherished, eternally loved. Transformation begins when the soul opens its eyes to the truth that change is not only possible, but necessary. It is the moment when you realize that your past does not define you, and that every day offers a new opportunity to grow, to heal, and to become closer to the divine. This journey is not about perfection, but about sincerity and effort. It is about taking small steps each day toward a life filled with meaning and connection. It is about shedding the weight of regret and embracing the light of hope, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. True transformation requires courage, the courage to face your own weaknesses, to admit your mistakes, and to ask for guidance. It requires patience to endure the struggles that come with change, and humility to accept that you cannot do it alone. As you begin this process, you will notice a gentle shift within you, a softening of the heart, a quiet strengthening of faith, a renewed sense of purpose. This awakening brings with it a peace that surpasses understanding, a light that shines even in the darkest moments. The divine supports every step you take, even when you falter. Even when doubt creeps in and fear threatens to overwhelm you, you are never walking alone. You are carried by a love that is boundless and a mercy that is eternal. This transformation is not a destination, but a continuous journey. A dance between effort and grace, between struggle and surrender, between hope and trust. It is the unfolding of your true self, the emergence of the soul's beauty and strength. Embrace this beginning with an open heart and an open mind. Let go of fear and embrace faith. Let your spirit soar, knowing that each moment is a chance to draw nearer to the divine and to the peace that your heart longs for. As we come to the close of this sacred journey, know that the moment you found this message was no accident. It was a sign, a beacon, a light shining through the darkness, calling you home to the love that has never left you. In the vastness of the universe, amidst the endless flow of time, there is a thread that connects you directly to the divine. A thread woven with mercy, patience, and infinite compassion. It is a thread that holds your soul when the weight feels unbearable and lifts you when your spirit longs to soar. Do not let this moment pass as just another fleeting thought. Do not turn away from the call that echoes deep within your heart. You were created with a purpose far greater than you realize, and the Creator's love is waiting to fill every empty space, every silent sorrow, every hidden fear. Subscribe to this channel not just to hear words, but to receive reminders, to nurture your faith, to find strength in the darkest times, and to walk a path illuminated by divine light. This is more than a channel, it is a refuge, a community, a place where your soul can breathe and grow. Remember that every step you take toward Allah is met with boundless mercy. Every tear you shed is treasured. Every prayer whispered in sincerity is answered. You are never alone, never forgotten, and always infinitely loved. So take this moment to embrace hope, to renew your faith, and to step forward with courage. The journey is long, but the destination is peace. The journey is challenging, but the reward is beyond measure. May the peace and blessings that surpass all understanding fill your heart. May you always feel the closeness of the divine, guiding you, protecting you, and loving you without condition. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for opening your heart. May this message be a turning point, a source of light, and a beginning of endless mercy in your life. And if you have not yet subscribed, now is the time. Join this family of seekers, believers, and dreamers. Together we walk the path of faith and hope toward a horizon filled with light.